Okay, so this is 5 things I wish I knew when I started my health journey 12 years ago. We might as well start with number 5, which is diets don't work. Now, let me explain this a little bit more so I can give a better understanding for it. When I say diets, I'm referring to a system, a structure, something that gives you a set of rules to follow. And in that, diets are very similar to religion. They are a good structure to guide people in the right direction of truth. People that are seeking advice, people that are seeking something to steer them that they may not be fully knowledgeable about. But the unfortunate side to both religion and diets is that they just point to a truth. They don't give you the direct experience. And the difference between the reality and the perceived reality of a diet or a religion is that diets and religions don't really change. They are stationary and they are a set of rules that are immovable. However, life isn't like that. Life changes, things change, they fluctuate, and our bodies fluctuate. So to stick to a diet is a state of mind or a state of consciousness in which we get locked into and we don't see the greater picture or the greater truth that might be calling us at each individual moment, depending on what has changed in our lives, what has changed in our physiology, what we've eaten, and where we're heading. These things are all varying, and paying attention to these is essential, which actually leads me to number 4, which is listening to your body. Listening to your body is of utmost importance if you want to improve your health. And I know that's a very vague and general statement, but what I mean by this is by implementing something as simple as removing filters like a diet, like labels that keep you locked into a certain way of seeing things, I think being able to more intuitively understand what your body might be craving will make it even easier to understand what you need to eat. Now, I'm not going to sit here and push that I think meat is what your body is craving or vegetarianism, whatever it is. That is actually what I'm trying to avoid right now. And why I'm doing that is because this list is to guide you in a direction of better understanding yourself. Because at the end of the day, I've been wrong so many times that I'm no longer going to attempt to correct that or preach a way in which everybody can follow, because that never actually works. So listening to your body, understanding intuitively what your body is craving, and knowing that you can trust in that process. And I think the more in tune you can become with your body, the more accurate and the more understanding and the more healthy you're ultimately going to be. My third tip to move on is context is everything. What might work for one person doesn't work for another. What might work for me today doesn't work for me in a week. Vice versa. Again, this goes back to the idea that things are constantly in fluctuation and in change. And we have to be open to adapt to new changes. So context is everything, so don't become rigid in the way that you think and what you eat. If I'm eating something and it works great for me, and then 2 months down the road, I no longer feel good eating that food, I should probably step back, I should reevaluate, and I should see if these things are actually helping my health or hindering me from growing. And that's something that I've struggled with because I wanted to be vegan, or I wanted to be vegetarian, or I wanted to follow a diet that somebody else had said really worked for them, and I wanted to believe that it would work for me. But my body is different, where I'm at in my state of health is different, and if I choose to follow them, I'm following what works for them, and I'm not listening to myself, and ultimately not giving context to what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, which is, I think only going to lead to failure at some point in your health journey. All right, number 2. Now, this is going to be the only thing that I recommend that is nutrient-based, nutritional-based, that is any form of actual nutritional advice, and that is eat more protein. After my 12 years of studying health, the only real advice I think I can give is that eating more protein is going to help you in some form, whether it be gut issues, a lack of muscle, a lack of energy. All of these things have been alleviated and actually improved by adding more protein into my life. And I believe this is the reason why veganism and vegetarianism do not work in the long run. And if you're going to make vegetarianism work, you need to be maximizing your protein uptake by eating more eggs and eating raw milk and raw cheese and dairy and things like this. So that is the only nutritional advice that I will give in this video, because I think protein is essential, and I do believe that it is the key to finding some type of health in your life. And there's really only a few contexts in which that might not work, and that's usually in a severe state of sickness. And I still believe that protein is actually essential. It's just maybe less of it, or at certain time periods, maybe more fasting, and then including certain high quality proteins like beef, organs, things like that. But that is the only tip that nutritionally I'm going to give. All right, so this is the last but not least, my number one rule for reaching a better state of health that I wish I knew 10 to 12 years ago. And this is gonna blow your freaking mind. It's not. It is reducing your stress. This is the most important rule when it comes to improving your health. Reducing your stress is gonna give you better sleep. It's gonna lower your cortisol. It's going to make you more present. It's going to make you more happy and enjoyable. The chemicals in your brain that are going to be produced are going to be of higher quality, more dopamine, more serotonin, because you're in a more clear and clean state, because you're at peace. And when we are in a state of adrenaline and cortisol, we think in a way that is more reactive, that is more fearful based, that is more in line with what we see in the world. And as we see in the world, a lot of people are stressed, a lot of people are acting very unconscious, and they are in a state of extreme dismay and seemingly unhealthiness. But for me, the only times that I feel my life has been completely at peace is when I'm reducing stress at all corners of my life. I'm improving my sleep by making sure I go to bed at a certain time, almost the same every single night. I'm making sure I get at least 7 to 8 hours. I'm minimizing my consumption of coffee. Ideally, you'd have no coffee at all or no caffeine at all. But if you can surmise, having a cup a day, then that's okay, as long as you're doing it earlier in the day, you're not doing it right as you wake up, and you're not drinking it throughout the afternoon. I'm meditating every single day. This helps reduce my anxiety. This helps, with my adrenals. This helps me find clarity mentally. I mean, there are countless benefits to meditating. I am building a community of people that I connect with, and I'm reaching out to friends, and I'm socializing. And I'm not going out to drink, but I'm going out to connect with people. And this is something I'm trying to work on right now. All of these things, the blue zones, the reason they live longest, let's step the food, push the food to a side right now, and that's debatable on what they actually eat. But let's look at what they do, their lifestyle. It's very active. They're, not extreme exercise, but walking and getting out in nature. They have a strong sense of community, and they have relationships that they build. And those are an essential aspect to a life that is stress-free. And I believe that is the ultimate key. And every time in my life that I've avoided that, or that I've dismissed that and tried to supplement more, tried to eat more protein, tried to change up my diet, whatever it may be, if I didn't first focus on reducing my stress, it didn't matter what I was doing. I was sick in some form, I was unhappy, I was unhealthy, I was a low libido, low energy, all those things, you name it. So these are the 5 rules that I'm giving myself that I would have said to myself 12 years ago when I started this health journey. And what's funny is not a lot of that is nutritional, because I've come to realize food isn't everything. Food is constantly changing. I may have found some consistency now, and I hope to keep that consistency with what I eat. And I do believe, an animal-based diet seems to work for me, but that is in context based on my gut issues. That is because I'm not following any specific diet, and I'm open to change if I need to. And that is me listening to my body right now. These are things that will fluctuate and probably change. And as I get older, maybe I'll do less meat. I don't know, but my point is that we have to listen to ourselves and ultimately reduce our stress, because we're worried about, I care more about identifying as a carnivore, as a vegan, whatever it is. I don't need to listen to my body. I need to listen to this guru online that's telling me what I need to eat. I don't need to worry about the fact that I have serious gut issues. This is the best way to eat. That's what everyone is saying. Well, is it the best for you? What is happening when you eat those foods? So at the end of the day, lower the noise, quiet down, reduce your stress. And I believe all of the prior other tips that I give will naturally come to you because your mind is clear, your body is at peace, and you can see what you need for yourself and your health. So, guys, I hope you like this. I hope you subscribe. Comment below. I want to start doing more high quality videos like this. And like I said, less focus on nutrition and more focus on the psychology of health and the things that we can do to improve overall, and not just through a specific diet or a specific way of eating. So thanks for tuning in. Have a good day.